It's something Neville and I do. And you might say it's the, I don't know, it's not the percentage that could represent the masses or whatever.
Spill it, Andy. Spill it.
We could go out, see a paying babe or a group of, fine
Beautiful
lasses and decide, hey, for no apparent reason, let's buy some drinks. And then we're out.
That's how I know you're a pussy.
No,
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you.
I wasn't done. I would like to finish my point. I would like to finish my point.
Finish.
I would like to finish my point.
Finish.
Yes. You niggas get worked up so quickly over something so little.
Wait. I said it. Calvin didn't say it. Finish.
I would like to finish my point.
Finish.
And that's
The mics are blood clot open. Check.
Select accent for the podcast.
Calvin always late.
Welcome to the Mics Are Open podcast, episode 148.
Yo.
My name is Jimani.
Andy Young.
Big C. Neville.
Wagwan. Man them Wagwan.
Wait, first of all, I need to ask you guys a question. You know, this week has been Sijui 2.
But we're still single.
Yeah. Tuesdays. 2. If you don't know what I'm saying, it was the 22nd day
Of the second
February.
month
Yeah.
the 22nd year of this.
I really wonder why people buy into all of that sort of stuff.
Numerology?
That was the question I was about to ask. Who told y'all who are out here saying, oh, the 22 is something special, or if a chick texts you on the same days, you're meant to be.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys. Do you
you're one of
know?
them.
Do you know when that whole thing?
Yeah.
Like I can tell you guys, right? 1999. I'm going back now. 1999 into the year 2000. There was all this talk about the millennial bug. And basically, they were saying that so many computers around the world had been designed, but they hadn't designed them so that they could clock automatically onto the year 2000.
Y2K.
And things were going to crash, and systems might not work, and the trains still stop running. Fuck all happened. So from that day, I just do this.
That was the biggest sales marketing strategy.
Yeah?
Let me tell you, those guys literally had people buying new computers. New, offices were getting new computers.
This is the era of Compaq.
It was like, you, at midnight on 1999, your computer will stop work. Nothing happened. So there's nothing you can tell me about 2, apart from the fact that Putin...
I thought you were going to say Kanye.
Y2K compliant.
Kanye, Putin, say what's up, bro.
Is that what we're doing? But I'm a believer in numerology. I don't have it all figured out. Don't start asking me questions to prove this and that or that. But I'm a believer in a meaning in some things like that. We might not exactly know Wagwan, but just that hunch, that feeling.
Which textbook did you read this from?
Those are the questions I said.
You don't want. But it's crazy. It's just like when you've just said about the year Y2K, I've just thought, back in the day, like even with Chris Martin singing "The world is gonna end in 2012," did guys stop predicting that the world is gonna end because of COVID? Because we almost got, it was like a brush with death. So for me right now, all those numerology and whatnot, I'm not accepting.
You don't believe in angel numbers? Like when you keep seeing
Gemini,
111.
whatnot. Threw all those out the window. Not in 2022.
Okay. No, I'm with you, man. I'm not trying to hear that either. I'm not trying to hear none of that stuff.
Right?
Nah.
If someone is trying to not talk to you because you're Aquarius, or
that's different. That's different.
Or you
real?
That's different.
in zodiac signs.
Fam,
But
let me
you
tell you.
believe in numerology.
No. I'm not saying that I overtly believe in astrology, but I do know that there are some characteristics that Aquarians have. By the way, never date an Aquarian.
Aquarian.
Like Aquarians.
Is that Aquaman sister?
Bruh, February is the only month with 28 days.
Yeah.
Those niggas are fucked up. Myself included.
You know what?
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about numbers, and I swore as I was prepping for this, that I would bring this because I have always had one agenda on this podcast.
Push it.
Right? And it's Rihanna.
What?
She's a mother.
Go on. Motherlet, almost.
Almost. Back in where are my glasses, right?
Here we go.
So back
There.
in the year 2013. This week, it was the anniversary at the 33rd Golden Raspberry Awards, right? Rihanna was named the worst supporting actress for her lazy performance on the sci-fi action flick fucking Battleship.
Wow. You gotta be toxic
She
to
gave
pull
a solid
this off.
performance, bro. I don't care what the people
Listen,
Calvin, come on.
Wait a minute.
you
Wait
know
a minute.
there's actually a bunch of judges who sit down and verify this.
What did you write on
Worst.
Google there on top?
No. Like I'd be looking at.
Do you know
what
you
that
remind me?
David.
You remind me of that famous football pundit, Graham Souness.
Okay.
The guy who hates Paul Pogba. And
yeah.
he's a meme. So he'll say something like, for example, Russia invaded Ukraine, but was Paul Pogba in defense? You know what I
What's
mean?
he defending?
Like we were just somewhere else and you just had to bring in Rihanna.
Just remembered.
It means something to
I
him,
think,
though.
honestly, deep down, you're actually Rihanna's biggest fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
in a
in
male
the Navy?
perspective, it just sounds like
No, right. Without jokes, right? What is your, as much as you don't like Rihanna, what is your favorite Rihanna song?
Wow.
Like even one, like I don't
Good way
like.
to handle it.
I don't like.
Oh my God.
I don't like Beyonce so much, but
Tell us your favorite song.
you know
of
my
the person
favorite.
you hate
My
most.
favorite. Yes, my favorite Beyonce song is a song called "Love Drought" from the Lemonade album. Even though I'm not
that's a
the
deep
even
one.
I'm not the biggest Beyonce fan, but yeah,
for me, when she was making music, which was
Yeah.
long ago, right?
Yeah.
She has a song. I can't quite remember what
see,
album.
you don't even know
but-
why you hate the girl.
No.
'Cause she's
But
lazy
you
in
asked
bed.
me the question. You asked me the question.
Go
What's
on,
my
go on,
favorite
go on.
Rihanna
Yeah.
song? She has a very cocky song. The chorus goes like,
It's a
"Sex
cocky.
with me is so amazing."
Yeah, sex with me is so amazing.
Okay, yeah.
No.
Love on the brain or something.
Something like that.
Just,
So you like that song?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
you
that
like
song.
that song.
It was very different. And also, who goes on a song and says, "Sex with me is so amazing"? You have to be
Yani,
very.
All the rappers.
You have to be very underwhelming
Confident.
for you to actually.
Whatever.
And that's the
man.
one thing you think she's lying about.
Guys.
Being amazing in bed.
Guys.
Rihanna's
Austin's-
slander shall not be tolerated
Austin is on
on
the
this podcast.
Austin is on the camera right now, and if you're listening to us on the audio, shout going out to you because the audio numbers we keep on saying are through the roof. Austin's on the camera. Do you remember 3 weeks ago? Not even 3 weeks ago, I gave two people in this studio a job, Neville and Andy, to look after their plants. Can you pan to that plant over there? The leaves. No, the one in the corner. Look, right by the light.
The dark one.
Look at that one. Look at all those leaves on the ground.
Whose tree is that?
How do you even kill the plants in 2 weeks, bro?
Whose tree is
Whose
that?
tree is that?
Neville,
Ah, come on. This one is mine. It's flourishing. Look at the
your
leaves.
one's half dead.
Mine's looking nice. Man's caring about the plants.
Fam.
Okay, I might have forgotten once.
Can we just? I want
What kind of trees
all
are
of-
you taking care of?
all of you illegible bachelorettes out there who watch this podcast.
By the way,
This is Andy's flourishing tree.
Green.
That is Neville's half dying tree over there.
Baby,
Oh,
I'm
by the way-
watering you.
by the way, let me tell you
I
this.
love it,
I'm
Neville.
watering you, baby.
let me
I don't
tell
got
you,
time for the plants, baby.
G and I think we've been here on sets. Last week we were here first. Today we were here first as well. Andy, let me tell you
Wow.
this.
Damn, okay.
Austin actually did you a favor. There were about 4 dead leaves. He actually plucked them off.
Everywhere, not just mine. He's the one doing the pruning, and I appreciate Austin
remember
for that.
And Austin has done it 2 weeks back to back to save you lot.
Yeah,
from
and what
looking
have you
back.
been doing the whole time?
Bro, I make money. I
All
don't
I'm,
plant- I don't
all I'm
water.
saying is, I mentioned
water.
all of that to transition away from Rihanna. Now let's
Yeah,
get back to the
thank you.
podcast.
Let's talk
Right,
about
fam. We can talk about Kanye West, but first of all, before we go to Kanye, bro, how are you guys so calm when World War III is about to start?
Is it?
What?
No, cause did you see that meme online? Okay, we're talking about Putin and Russia and the whole situation, right? How Putin has like been teasing us like there could be a war, maybe not, maybe yes, but I'm not the most conversant person when it comes to this conversation.
Okay.
So Calvin and
What I will say, I don't think there's going to be a war, because I think what the guys are gonna do is they're gonna just like give this guy loads of sanctions. I hope that they prevent Roman Abramovich from owning Chelsea. That would be fun. But I think initially, what I think is gonna happen is, and for those of you who don't know, Putin this week went and said he's going to recognize the 2 rebel areas of Ukraine and send in quote unquote peacekeeping forces. Now, the area being occupied by the Russians once they go in is about half the size of Maryland. So it's not exactly the biggest amount of land. However, I think if he gets cocky and tries to go beyond those 2, I think they're going to let him have these 2. But if he goes beyond these 2, I reckon they're going to blam him up badly.
So if you're one of those guys who likes to think about, talk about like geopolitics and everything, right? And World War, Russia.
Just get to the point. Just get to the point.
Let me land. Read a book called The Great Cold War. It's by Gordon S. Barras, right? That book was written in 2009. This thing has been happening for years, right?
Back and forth.
Back and forth, right? But it's more to do with also energy. Russia, second largest oil exporter. And gas, right? And this actually, by the way, in terms of what G is saying, this is actually going to affect us quite a bit, right? So now the world is coming from a point where in 2020, we weren't using as much, right? But now the globe has opened up. So there's more consumption, right? So if Russia were to pull their stock and just say, fuck off, it really does affect us.
But America has seen that and has opened up more channels.
They actually gave out 5 million barrels this week.
But let's bring this back home.
Yeah.
What is our permanent representative to United Nations running off his mouth for? I think it's a bad thing. Shh.
No, but we have to.
Fam, listen, Kenya is a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council just till the end of this year, I think.
But
fam, just be quiet. So when they start fighting, we're on nobody's side.
No.
We don't want to be involved.
Bro, if you're taken to like a dinner with all of these guys and they all have been known to be big and everything, you want to tell me I will not speak, knowing that I'm going to be out soon?
I'm saying he just needed to say, guys, sort it out, yeah? Us guys are easy. In Kenya, we're nice. No permanent friends, no permanent enemies.
Yeah, man.
We're good.
But I generally, I don't really think we're going to go to war. Honestly, if we really survived the Donald Trump presidency without going to
by the way,
war,
if Donald Trump was in power right now, I'm telling you, Putin would just take the whole of that country. Because Trump would be like, hey, that's Europe's problem. Nothing to do with America. Make America great again.
Boom.
You know what I mean?
He's also launching his new social media app.
Apparently he launched it and it was the number one downloaded app.
I can see that.
Yeah, in the United States.
Yeah, man. Talking about guys who are launching different kind of things. Are we getting the STEM player?
Kanye.
Oh, from Kanye? We're getting drama.
So for those of you who don't know, Kanye has said his new album, Donda 2, is only going to be released on his STEM player, which costs $200.
Yeah.
I ain't going to lie to you.
I will get it.
If I was in America, I probably would buy it.
What do you mean?
Because I'm very interested in the fact that it's it gives you the stems of the songs. So literally the reason, people are complaining about how much it costs and, if we streamed it, it'd be cheaper. But think about it. If you're a DJ, why wouldn't you buy it? Because you're getting the instrumentals, the main mix, and acapella. And you can, just within, it's like selling an album, but giving you all the stems of the.
But see, that's you as the DJ and as a radio guy and as a music guy. Think about the regular consumer. Is the regular consumer interested to hear the vocals of Kanye on this record only?
Guys, the regular consumer knows that within a day of it being released on the stem, it's going to be all in the torrents.
Real.
They're not worried.
Illegal. It will. No one's really complaining because I thought about it. I was like, damn, I'm going to miss it. It's not going to be on Spotify or on Apple. Then I was like, you know where it's going to be.
You know where it's going to be. It will be found.
Simple. It will be found. I want to listen to it because I want to hear Soulja Boy on it.
Keeping it Kanye though.
Yeah.
We haven't really discussed his documentary, episode 1, which was being out. Episode 2's, I guess, dropped now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dropped.
Yeah.
Fam, so I've watched it. Has everybody watched it?
Yep.
Is Kanye a genius? Like a genius? Meaning, when some of the things he said and does in that first episode of the documentary, this guy's self-belief or belief in self was absolutely through the roof. Like he knew, like, first of all, he's like, I'm going to make a documentary. And that documentary's been 20 years in the making. Like, as in, he's had this guy, Kuti, around for like the last 20 years, bro.
Who quit his job to do this?
Like, like that shit's crazy. The level of confidence and foresight, that is genius level thinking. Like, think about it. In the first episode, if you see the relationship between him and his mum.
Wow.
Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I laid there I was watching it in bed, and I laid there thinking, man, she was such a loss.
Yeah, now when
Now it
you
begins to make
watch
sense.
the documentary and you hear the music he made, the commentary after, you're like, bro,
Yeah.
I get it.
yeah, like
Single
that's it.
parent, single child. I mean, I think he's got family on his
Dad's side.
That side, right? But single child,
Yeah.
brought up by such an empowering
Woman.
and supportive mum.
Yeah.
Fam, losing someone like Donda in his life at that stage,
Crazy.
fam, I'm waiting to see how he's gonna be in the documentary when it happens, because it must happen during the course of the documentary.
Yeah,
And
because you know we were discussing it with Andy and Nev, during brunch, and we were just like, bruh, and Andy made a very important point. She rapped a song to Kanye, a song that he'd already forgotten about.
about
And
All his
Kanye's just like,
confidence.
what?
and why the thing now is raising your child outside of a climate of fear. Because Kanye's mom acknowledged his creativity and the fact that he was an arsehole as well. His arrogance.
Yeah, that's
You know,
speech, right?
like she
A
must
giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing.
and sees
Yeah.
nothing,
Yeah.
you know.
Nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, it's like, end of the day, like, how many of us can you honestly sit down and say that your parents encouraged your creativity? Like, I know for me, my grandma was like, she didn't believe this until I won an award. Like, it was like, get a real job. As much love as she gave me, radio was not a real job. Like, nobody wants to be a radio presenter or a DJ. It was, you're going to be a lawyer. 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 So I'm trying to say, she gave me a lot of love. But only when she saw that, guess what, I was actually making something out of this thing, then it was like my famous grandson. You get me? And I wonder how many people, even you mans in the comments, in the premier comments, did your parents raise you with an attitude, or did they raise you with support in your compassion and towards your goals, or were you raised in fear? I see Kanye as someone who was raised without fear.
I'd like to ask Calvin if watching that documentary or that first episode of the docuseries got you thinking different about how you relate with your daughter, and maybe how you're going to be handling things maybe to do with the things that she's probably passionate about that maybe could not be mainstream per se.
For me, even before I get to my daughter, it was my mom.
That I was about to say that. As another man raised by a single woman.
Because for me that was actually quite painful, right? Because by the kind of what G's talking about, right? There was always that whole direction of do this, do that, right? And I think I'll even take it to earlier years because, of course, me and my mom growing up, single parent and everything, my mom at that point needed a lot of guidance from a lot of our neighbors, right? And they'd say, oh, he should go to boarding, should go to whatever. So I saw the weakness in my mom, I saw the strength and everything. And then also me telling my old lady, oh, this is what I want to do. I'm going to get into radio and everything. And my mom's like a bookworm, right? So this was a totally new, what do you call it? New
Direction.
field. She has no idea. She can't even tell me this is how you're going to hold a mic. This is what you're going to do. She had no direction. Right? So it was very, very interesting. Like now, at times I've been a bit hard on her because I'll tell her something and she won't understand, and I've tried to hammer it over the years. But now, that now kind of helps me with my daughter because I see the creativity in my daughter, how she is, what. I mean, the other day I was laughing at her for her drawing, but in actual sense, the drawing of a 9-year-old, she's onto something. A lot of people sent me messages and they were like, bro, you need to nurture that, right? So I can see how important it is to, to go into this kind of things and also to have faith and to support people, right?
What about you, Nev?
I feel as if when it comes to
Support?
like the whole support kind of thing, of course, parents are not, the previous generation of parents are not the most, they'll tell you how they were number one in school, how they walked without shoes, all those stories. But when you have your own story to tell them, especially about how you're growing and how things are different, it becomes a whole left field kind of conversation. You're the black sheep. You're trying to do things that we do not want. That's where, all the other trouble comes in, where even guys are doing degrees just for their parents. I understand that and stuff. But watching Donda and Kanye was really inspired me to be a parent like that. Like I want to be a parent if I see my son is good at swimming or at tennis, like King Richard seeing the sisters Venus and Serena. Like you will do whatever it takes for them to make it. You'll sacrifice yourself, give them the right encouragement. I know in African setting, it's all about spiritual. I'll pray for you. We'll go to the pastor. We'll do ABCD. We'll believe in God. I'm not disputing that. All those things are true and whatnot. But also the aspect of actually, being there. For example, for me, when I grew up in the coast, my mom always took me to all my swimming practices. She bought me goggles. She bought me swimming trunks.
That's dope.
All those little things to
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, I'm just to interject real quickly.
I don't.
When I was growing up, football was the big thing in the UK. And, you wanted to play for your school and you wanted to play for this. And I remember us guys who made it to the school team, right? The white parents were there. Come on, Jimmy.
Yeah, all out.
Well, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well,
Put in that tackle, Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, that's my son. That's my son, mate. Us guys, we went on our own.
Yeah, there was no one.
We went on our own. We left. Whether we won or lost,
medals home.
would walk down the street, stop at a shop, maybe buy some burgers, go home. It was like nothing about
You
like.
didn't smoke on the way home.
I wasn't smoking then. But no, back to your point. So I can see what you're saying.
So I encourage also those parents who, yes, you see your son likes to do art and you buy them this, you buy them an instrument. That is good encouragement, but there's also taking it to another level. And the other level might be your kid might have been born to do this.
Yeah.
Like, personally, I had to tell my own family members, like, maybe I was born to do what I'm doing right now. Maybe there's a reason why the other things I'm trying to do are not working out. You feel me?
Yeah.
But now trying that next level, as I'm saying, yes, a parent, you might give me an iPad to draw. You might take me to remedial classes to be a choppy and whatnot. But are you ready to take the next step? Because all these parents, Donda, I saw it in Tiger Woods documentary with his dad taking care of him.
Allen
They
Iverson,
were ready
Michael
to take the
Jackson,
next.
yeah.
They were ready to take that next step where as a parent or as a guardian, you're like, okay, my child is good in taking videos and cameras. What if we all dedicate our lives to try and make this a success? Because it's things that could happen in Africa. I feel as if it's just that we've not taken it to the maximum. That's why I love this documentary, because Donda was Kanye's confidence.
Yeah.
Kanye, where you could hear Kugi in the documentary say, the main reason we went to Chicago is not because of shows and ABCD, no? It's for Kanye to see his mom.
When they
his
went
mom,
home,
yeah.
it hit him, yeah.
And that's where he got everything that was driving him forward
And
to do everything else.
I think just to reel this kind of home, right? This now happens, the supporting the kids and everything. But also, I don't think we can be too harsh on our parents, right? Because they were coming from a place where there was no entertainment scene, for lack of you had to either be this and that and that. Because think about it, in the 80s, how many DJs were there in Kenya?
But
I mean,
parents
radio
need to
presenters,
change.
right?
I'm
But there's
not
one-
making excuses for
Yeah.
them no more. They need to change. They need to change. They need to be up to the time.
I think the word is unlearning.
Or we need to change.
Yeah.
As parents.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Do you know?
unlearn that.
Do you know what? One thing I noticed about the documentary as well, though, that kind of related to as well. Do you notice that when he took those people home, he knocked the door, she opened the door, and he's like, "Mom, I have company."
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
Yeah, yeah.
Mom, you don't just roll up and shit. Like, Mom, I have company. You know, they had to play the back until
Yeah.
that had to be like,
Yeah.
Mom, I have company. You had to give Mom the option.
Yeah.
Like that documentary was so much the memories, them going back to the school. But bro, the most heartbreaking thing
Let's go.
in that podcast.
In that documentary.
But yeah, documentary. Motherfucking Scarface.
Oh, not
He
Scarface,
even
like,
tops the
yeah.
list. Like, you know, watching it when he was at the Rockefeller offices, them lot were a bit nonsense. Then Scarface?
Yeah, but fam, no, you have to give it context, bro. Think about it. Scarface, so for those of you who haven't watched it yet, it's on Netflix. Go watch it. Think about this.
On torrent.
Scarface, this is the equivalent. No, it's real talk. This is the equivalent of, let's say that we're all rappers, right?
Yeah.
We're all rappers and Grouchy's the editor, right? And then Grouchy's coming and he's saying to you, yo, bruh, you know what? I can do the sickest podcast, you know, like I just want to, you know, just give me a chance to jump onto the mics are open. And you're like, yeah, it's dope, but all you really care about, really and truly, is the edits.
Yeah.
You don't care about the whether or not he wants. No, that's it. Fam,
But
end of
at
the-
this point-
Scarface, remember, he produced Guess Who's Bizak,
Yes.
Scarface and Jay-Z. One of Scarface's biggest mainstream tunes.
Yes.
Scarface don't give a fuck about Kanye.
But here's the thing,
He's
right?
a producer.
He was a producer.
He's a
at that
producer,
time,
and
yeah.
everybody at that point saw him as a
Just as a
producer,
producer,
right?
yeah.
And of course, we're talking about the success after he's produced all of these tracks for Hove and Rockefeller, right? And here's a man telling you, bruh, like the songs he played him, bro, like Jesus Walks Today.
And family affair. Like
Bro.
Jesus, but then again, I also, and this, we're having this, I also lay in bed thinking about the context. When Jesus Walk dropped, there was nothing like it.
Yes, there was nothing
There
like
was
it,
nothing
right?
like it.
Totally.
And like my thing about it is, like, you have to look at it in the context of the time. These are the times of Jay-Z's Blueprint album. This is the time of the hottest MCs
Cameron,
out.
who...
This is even a little bit after Cameron. This is Jay, Ja Rule, DMX, blah, blah, blah. Fucking Jesus Walks. Boom, 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 boom.
Shut
It
that
was
shit
so
down.
different. So I can understand. It's like when Usher dropped Climax, right? The other day when Usher dropped Climax, do you know how many people panned that song when it first came out? This ain't Usher,
Yeah.
But when it went number one around the world, they were like, oh, okay, this
But
is a
here's
hot
the
song.
thing.
It was something different
But
for the
here's
time.
the thing, cool, I understand it was different, right? But look at the progression of everything, right? And when you hear Kanye's production, right? It was different from everybody else who was producing anything else at that point, right? Cool, so
Apart
Beats
from
is sick.
No Idea, maybe Just Blaze, but go on, yeah.
And you know, they were all talking and everything, right? But when you think about, he's now produced all of that, right? He's jumping on the beats, giving you different kind of music, what. Bro, that to me was so heartbreaking.
But I'm sure if we were to talk right now about all the amazing songs that we have right now that certain people had the chance of jumping onto but didn't take the chance, then everybody would
Classic.
come up.
Look at Fade to Black with Jay-Z. It's like Jay-Z goes to Timbaland's studio and Timbaland plays him The Potion, which is a song, the beat for The Potion, which is a song by Ludacris. And Jay-Z's like, nah, I don't like that
I don't like it. Yeah, of course
Yeah,
that has happened.
and then
with many
Jay-Z
rappers.
picks Dirt on Your Shoulders. Yeah. Then, think about it. When you hear Luda on Potion, Luda kills it.
Killed it.
Yeah, man.
So I'm in terms of the time of where it's happening, I get it. Because those rappers, remember, like, look at, let me bring it up to date. Bring it back up to date. Name me, look at J5 in the UK.
Yeah.
J5 responsible for so much of NSG's hits. So responsible for so
Many
many
hits
of
right
J
now.
Huz.
Yeah.
J Huz is so many hits. J5 dropped a song the other day. Are you guys still playing it?
No.
J5 with Rema, Dimension and Skepta. I'm sure that like there was an artist there who was like, that fucker should have given me that beat.
yeah.
You get me?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
man.
and it's not just music. It's like
It's life.
It's life.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to put you on until you're on.
But man,
But it's a good
how
documentary.
How Kanye took it. And he was like, yo, at least I got the cosign.
Yeah.
Like the man took the positivity
Sometimes you
out
just,
of it.
yeah,
He
sometimes
was
you have
like,
to latch
wow.
on that.
His retainers.
but the,
G,
yo,
you can still get girlfriends now. It's cool now.
but
Kanye made
yeah,
it cool.
but the crazy thing is, do you know what really was crazy? The way how Kanye was with that guy in Chicago, dug something in the morning, giving daps, and then my man released a diss record to him in the evening.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what?
I also like the
That
fact
was
that he
crazy.
stepped to him. He was like, yo, fam, I'm trying to know why you're trying to diss me. And the guy was just like, yo, I'm trying to get my come up. Like, this is how we move
That
forward.
was so interesting.
Yeah,
to
it
watch.
was
And then
so
the guys
real
are
and
like,
open,
yo,
yeah.
shut the cameras down. Let's go behind
Let's
the
go
car.
behind.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
wow.
like just doing things for
But
the
you know
look.
what? End of the day, like that was the first ever recorded historical edition of clout chasing.
Yeah, that's a
But
lot of clout.
you know, thinking about just to go back to that whole genius point, man. Kanye, I can't watching that. Of course, all the albums we've listened to over the years, and now some of the features that are going to be on Donda 2, and some of the soundtracks. Yo, Kanye,
By
is
the
a
way-
motherfucking troll.
No.
How's he gone and taken the voice of Kim and featured it on the album?
Really?
When Kim is on SNL, I want to introduce my husband, richest black man. What?
Yeah.
I would
Put
use
it
it
out
too.
there.
I would use it
Oh
too.
my god!
I would use it too,
Oh,
bro. Trust
fucking
me.
troll, man.
Let's do this.
I
But
would
but
use
have
it
you
too,
noticed
bro.
also
Kim K, come on.
one thing
on.
out of
It's just like-
out of all of this madness though, one thing I'm happy about, Kanye is back to rapping.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because his verse on Easy with Game, crazy. But then his verse on the City of
City of Gods.
City of
Fire
Gods.
Foreign and,
Oh, that's a dope
Alicia.
one.
Collab
Yeah.
of the year, yeah.
that
Alicia Keys
is-
did her thing on that one, yeah.
Ooh.
Chain Smokers sample on that one.
Yo,
yeah.
and also the 'cause you know it's drill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the production on that, he's done his thing on that, man.
Yeah.
So
Bro,
five
first
is
time I
owning the
listened to it, I
scene.
was
5 year,
like,
yeah, 100%.
like,
Yeah.
100%.
this
Is
is
the nigga in
definitely-
charge now after
Yeah,
Pop?
5 year, yeah, after
Yeah.
Pop went.
I like how he
Bigger in
paid
charge.
tribute to the legends, not just pop, like Kina Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, every other legend who, you know, was up in New York before now saying that. That's the other thing. Are they putting an end to this East Coast, West Coast thing? Because it's not referred
that's
to
done.
as the city of gods. It's really the city of angels.
Yeah,
But now they're
that's-
like,
yeah.
we're not even talking angels no
No,
more.
I think you know, end of the day, like whether guys want to admit it or not, the death of Tupac and Biggie showed guys that shit could actually get real.
Yep.
And I think from then, the music went from the West Coast and the East Coast to the South.
Yeah.
So they didn't have nothing to fight about. Anyway, I love
Enough
talking about
music.
music on this podcast. It's time,
You know,
time for some stupidity.
Yeah, we've talked about Kanye, and this has just made me look into his life a bit with his fashion and music and stuff. And you know, when he gets with like when he was with Kim, he would style Kim and give Kim looks, blah blah blah, so that they could both, you know, portray
Kill it,
this
kill it,
look.
kill it, kill it, yeah.
Kill it and portray this look. This got me thinking, guys. We all are aspiring to get out of the streets and do our thing, blah blah blah. Does the fashion sense of your significant other matter to you, especially if you're with someone? Let's talk hypothetically. If you're dating someone, does their fashion sense matter? How they dress, how they look?
Kind of question
Yes.
is that, of course.
Why? though?
100%.
Why though? I want to hear. Wait, before G, you go on. I want to hear the damn thing from the damn ones from my boy.
Bro,
What
there's,
one?
there's not one time you've looked at a shorty who's wearing some funny kicks or I
can
don't
style
know.
her. Can
No,
her.
something that's it looks to you out of place.
Damn.
Bro.
So you wouldn't be like really that, you know.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in, bro. If you knew
Yeah.
the impact that women have on how men dress,
Cause the married ones.
see this lady. Look at her. Look at her. She's sitting there. Am I lying? There, exactly, fam.
So it's
let
a
me
thing?
tell you, when you're in a relationship, your woman will change the way you dress by force. And let me show you how.
Austin, don't
No,
laugh
not
too
actually
much.
by force.
Yeah.
You know what? End of the day, you know what? Us as guys, there's no way you're going to, not no way, because some men are advanced nowadays, but it's very rare that you're going to find a man who will go out there and say, you know what, I think that this will look nice on my girl, let me buy it. Flip that.
What?
Yeah, Andy, you're different. You're different. You're different. If you tell me that you're gonna go out there and buy women's clothes, I accept that because of who you are, sour. But the vast majority of men,
lingerie included in that?
lingerie is different.
Yeah, different.
But I'm
Okay,
talking
fine.
about like a dress.
Lingerie side,
Like,
okay.
are you gonna walk in? Are you gonna walk in Westley or wherever you shop and see, hey, this little black dress is gonna look so good on my girl. Let me go and buy it. Toxic masculinity. Most men are not going to do it, but your woman will buy a shirt for you.
Yeah.
Or a T-shirt.
Damn.
Or it's just a fact.
Or socks.
And I'm just, Andy, you live in a different world. I'm just saying, let me talk for
Today I
myself.
don't think you're representing the vast majority. I don't think you're representing the vast majority today. No. Hold up.
Let me sit up.
Calvin, have you ever... Then maybe you're the wrong person to ask this.
Ask him.
Duke of
Have you
Ruaka.
ever randomly, unprovoked, bought something for a female friend of yours or someone you were seeing? Of
course he has.
Without her having any influence or word in it, you just bought it for her because you saw it and you're like,
Clothing.
or anything
Kwanzaa,
else.
women, are you?
Listen, if there's one thing I'll do, if you ask me, how do you reckon this would look? I will give my commentary.
That's a trick question.
I will give my commentary. I'll say, this will look dope on you. This will not look dope on you.
let me tell you.
Am I walking into a store to buy?
I'm telling you, fam, I used to sell women's clothes. My first hustle was selling women's clothes. And I tell you the truth, I used to go, well, I never used to go, but my business partner used to go to New York and buy clothes and come back and sell them in the UK, right? We stopped selling men's clothes because men's clothes would take forever to sell. Women buy a lot of clothes. Women buy more clothes than men. Fam, I can tell you, I used to have a Vox. It was you know those cars in back in the days called an Opel or an Astra?
Opel Astra.
Opel. I used to have an Opel, a fucking orange ugly one. And the back of that car was full of women's clothes, fam. And even as a man who has sold women's clothes, I can tell you probably what fit is in style. But women have got such a different sense of fashion than we have. A woman will see something that you will think, what the fuck is this? But when she puts it on, you're like, wow.
Women shop from, and I think I've had this conversation. You guys can correct me. It was, and more importantly, there's a lady here to do so, right? It was more like along the lines of, I want to have it than not need it.
I'd rather have it. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yes. It boils down to the same way when you're going on a trip with a lady. You guys are 3 days.
That's a whole different
You get?
conversation.
It goes back to the statement that I'm saying, right? Because bro, me, I'm packing 3 days, fam. I got my shorts, boom.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, I can buy a t-shirt somewhere.
Yeah.
Bruh.
True, facts.
We're on a fucking island, let's say Lamu, right? Or wherever.
Wherever you take these chicks. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Where the fuck are you wearing stilettos at?
Fam,
At the
but
club
just
tonight.
in case. Fam, let me give you an example. Just today, I was getting into Lavington Mall, right?
Yeah.
And there was a chick in front of me. You know the scanners things, right?
By the entrance.
And so the chick's in front of me, and she's going in. Fam, she had this bag, this like, you know, this shopping, not like a handbag. Fam, it was glittering, like it had loads of little
Sequins
it was like glittering like stars at night. And I looked at the bag today and I thought to myself, with what she was wearing like a black top and she had the bag, and I was like, do you know what? That bag looks dope. But the fact of the matter is, if that bag was in the shop, do you think I'd have been looking at like, oh, that's a nice bag to take home? No, you wouldn't. So women are more concerned, I would say, about how them, because you know what, a woman wants her man to look good.
What about if it's vice versa? Let's take it in the
A
form.
man will give a woman money to look good, and she'll do her own shit.
Simple.
Okay, wait, no. Okay,
Money.
before
Also,
we go
just
there.
if you want to ask me, I will answer. But
Because here's the thing, before you jump back in,
Babaya.
before you like, let's face it, you want your girl's hair to look did, nails to look nice, and let's say you're in a position to support that, right? Can you imagine if you were giving your wifey all these trims every month for her to look after herself, right? And she comes in, she's got like, I need some help here. Regrowth? Like, what do you call that shit?
Hey, G, I've been hanging out with a lot of them.
What do you call that
It
shit?
shows.
Like you know, like when
Chemical, relaxed hair.
all and it's looking shabby and
Baby
shit.
hair's not laid.
You get me?
Just like you.
Fam, let me tell you. Shout out to Natalie Tewa. So Natalie, right? I saw Natalie in Lavington Mall about a month ago. Before what?
Grouchy.
Okay. Yeah, but you can't do that in the middle of the pod though, bro. So before she got out of her car, I didn't know what she was driving. Before she got out of the car and she's walking and I'm walking behind her. I said to her, I know that hair anywhere. She looked back and she's laughed because I know her, right? Fam, can you imagine you see Natalie and her hair's all over the place and you're doing this and you're giving her tunes? So a woman will look after herself.
I think you lost me at that hair from behind.
Calvin, I
Not
thought
like
I was
that.
solo.
People
I
were
thought I was
thinking
solo.
Not like that.
That's been enough for this week.
Not like that. No.
Like that hair from behind.
No. Not like that. Not like that. But yeah.
I knew you had stopped listening.
Also, guys, that is very stalkerish.
So wait.
Shout out to Natalie. I love Natalie.
Are we all saying that in all the relationships that we've had, given the number, we've never been in a position or in a situation where we are questioning the sense of style and fashion of our significant others?
That was what I wanted to bring up.
We've never done that.
Because I wanted to question the gents and ask them, what if it's not her changing you? Because we've talked about how women like their men to look good. What if the lady is just like, it is what it is?
Because I have a friend who there's a babe he dated for such a long time, 4 years, and he told her that the first time they met, or rather he told me that the first time they met, he told her that he has to go get her new shoes because what she was wearing wasn't fitting at all.
A king.
And since then, the relationship has been like that. Like he's the
Okay.
one who's able to go like, okay, you can put this and this together. Because she saw women see things differently, yeah? So if a man presents and a man who knows his stuff presents Calvin, you can't say now if this is something that has
But anyway,
happened.
I'm not
This-
surprised that
the
that guy's your
proof is in
friend,
the
but
pudding.
God.
Yeah. So we can't really disqualify.
Okay.
I
Wait.
Yeah.
I've noticed one thing on this podcast, right? And I've noticed something whenever you're justifying a point. Of course, there's going to be exceptions. There's no permanence. There's never going to, like, even anything that I say, you say, Andy says, Calvin says, and never says, there's never going to be 100%. No one is 100%. But I think we're talking about I think the conversation will be settled if you talk about the majority of people.
Still, then answer my question. Four of us, all the relationships we've been in, we've never been in a situation where we're questioning the sense of style of our significant others. We still haven't answered that question.
No, I don't think. I don't think.
I
So.
honestly feel if I'm going to meet you on the first day and what we're relating, and I'm starting to tell you, yo, these shoes don't look good on you, there's an element of control that I'm starting to have, and that never
Really?
ends well.
It's an opinion,
not
bro.
like
it's
putting
not.
on
I'm
someone
not
to
telling
gear.
you.
No,
It's
like,
game, bro.
listen,
No,
people in different situations.
Okay, but
never been in that position.
how I put it is not the way that, or is not the way he phrased it. There's a way he went about it by showing her that, hey, yo, you know what? What do you
Like
think about
for
this?
me, if worst case
Like I'm saying,
scenario,
and
if
I
you're
think
dated 4 years, bro.
if
Yeah.
them shits were like fucked shoes, and I don't really want to have that very, I don't want to.
look at you. Your shoes are fucked.
You get, yeah, that kind of thing. Bro, your shoes can get stolen. We can arrange for them to get stolen. You get, like,
Nah, man, there are people-
we can. Like, honestly, there's ways to do this, bro.
Why would you communicate,
like,
bro?
boom. Yo,
That's
I
not
can,
the issue.
sorry, shout out to all the cleaning ladies. You could get blamed for this.
Wow, no.
Thank
no,
you
we're
for
not
that.
conspiring.
Wow, that's funny.
No, Calvin. Okay, Neville, leave this to alone.
For me, I agree, by the way. I would definitely, and I would also, appreciate it if I was to go on a date with someone and someone is like, damn, I think I saw a jacket that would be, I wouldn't mind that.
You're
and vice
thinking
versa.
about me like that.
Yeah, and vice
Yeah.
versa. I would think about it in a different kind of, just like the way Andy was asking me on the Chop Shop the other day, if a guy comes up to your girl in the club and buys her a drink, what is the first thing you think as a man?
Or
Does
do.
this guy want to smash? That's what everybody thinks. But for me, I'm just like, maybe the guy
because you
just
can do
vibes
the
in.
same thing.
Bro,
You can-
I can do
yeah.
the same thing.
Yo, if you pull up to my girl and you buy a bottle,
Yeah.
bro, I'm
What are you
thinking
doing?
more bags of cement for me. I am not lying. I
What?
swear to God.
You know what?
Bags of
Bro,
cement.
listen, you've saved me. Like, say a bottle is what? You've saved me bags of cement. Listen, I
Wow.
am very comfortable with who I am.
said it,
But
the zombie
also,
apocalypse
as a scenario, like that man is also very disrespectful, I think.
No.
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Fam, you live with your woman in this house.
Yeah.
You don't know the context of why or how or how they decided on this club. Maybe she wanted to go to Milan, you wanted to go to Mercury. Maybe that she wanted to go to bar next door, you wanted to go to the local. Maybe you wanted to stay home and watch football. You don't know. Maybe you cooked, she cooked, you cooked dinner, or she cooked dinner, and the food wasn't good. You don't know the context of how our day, of what our life is like.
Okay, so
No, but the point I'm trying to make, no, can I finish my point? The point I'm trying to say is that, so we get to the club and the first thing that happens is you walking in your yellow and red and it's like, yo, I'm going to buy her a drink. That's, I don't know about anybody else.
No, wait. The question I have for
this
you
happened
is...
to-
It's never happened to me.
Imani, why did you have to think of every possible
No.
worst scenario?
What I'm saying is this: it's never happened to me, right?
But can we
It's never
derive some
happened-
humor off of
Wait,
it?
it's never happened to me, but I think it's kind of disrespectful.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it.
Like the weed man?
Wow. Okay, Z.
Wait,
Let me.
disrespectful,
Let me
I
jump
think
into
that's
money.
disrespectful.
Let me jump into money. There's something Neville and I do, and you might say it's the. I don't know. It's not the percentage that could represent the masses or whatever.
Spill
But
it, Andy. Spill it.
we could go out, see a paying babe or a group of fine
Beautiful
lasses, and decide, hey, for no apparent reason, let's buy you some drinks, and then we're out.
That's how I know you're a pussy.
What makes it hard?
Let me tell you.
Why?
Let me tell you why. Wait. Let me tell you. Wait. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
I wasn't
Wait.
done. I would like to finish my point. I would like to finish my point.
Finish.
I would like to finish my point.
Finish.
Yes. You
Finish,
niggas get
finish.
worked up so quickly over
No.
something so little.
Wait.
would like
I
to
said it. Calvin didn't say it. Finish.
I would like to finish my point.
Finish.
And
Leo.
that's how I ended up asking Neville that question, because us guys are not thinking they're dating or they're not. We're thinking, you look good. We feel like buying drinks.
That's not why.
Hey, I would like to finish my point.
Finish.
Hey, Jimani, relax.
Relax, Jimani.
I'm relaxed.
Yeah, so
But just finish. Hurry up and get to the point.
if you let me, I will get there. Pause.
my God.
So I asked Neville, you have stepped into the club with your shorty, and then comes in a nigga who thinks exactly like you, not thinking about this nigga. Okay, this babe has a nigga or not. She
Sour.
looks good. Maybe Neville stepped away
Sour.
from the table, or maybe
Sour.
he didn't.
Sour.
How was you finished?
So,
And bought a drink.
cool. Continue.
I asked
You have
Neville.
more?
I asked Neville,
Yes.
what's the first thing that comes to your
Yes.
mind when that happens?
You're a pussy. Let me tell you why you're a pussy.
Okay, continue.
Tell me why.
Has Andy ever bought you a drink?
Austin, I have
Has Andy ever bought you a drink,
I have
Rowdy?
never given you a whole bottle, Austin.
You have never bought me a drink.
Austin, I have never bought you a whole
Pussy,
bottle.
out there spending money on loose chicks that you
Austin.
don't know, and man them, you've never even bought them a drink. Fuck you, you're pussy.
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah,
Now
So it has nothing even to do with the women. It's
nothing
fine.
to do with it.
Okay.
Nothing to
Come on.
fucking do with it.
That's why we
What
told
the
you
fuck?
It's
what we
fine.
told you finish.
I'm done. Anyway,
So
continue.
wait,
Next
wait,
point.
So they're pissed because you've never bought them drinks.
No, I understand
it's
now.
fine.
Nah,
We can
fam,
take
like,
that one.
fam,
We can take
nah,
that one.
bruv, like you're sitting there and telling me, fam, that you just randomly, there's a thing that you would never do, you just randomly go into and you buy sour. I get it, it's a flex, it's nice. You never even bought your brothers a drink. That's some fuckery.
Says who?
Never bought me a drink.
Yeah, you speak for yourself, G Money.
Sour.
But when am I buying you a
Okay.
drink, G Money?
Sour.
There's alcohol all
It's
around
okay.
you. You're hydrating when
Sour.
you're
Sour.
busy. It's as simple as
Point,
that. Can't
point,
believe
what I
we're not
said,
doing
man.
talk.
Second. What? Have you bought me?
Do we even revel at the same place?
But the fact is,
We don't revel at the same place,
but
bro.
you see, you're not getting the point.
What is the point? Tell me the point. That I'm
Anyway,
not getting.
if you don't,
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
We can't have a complete conversation.
There's something.
Come on.
There's something that I
Something I
saw.
want to ask you. You know, last week when we were celebrating your birthday, we had a conversation that we didn't bring on air, but it was really interesting, especially the fact that your perspectives and your reasoning for the question I'm about to ask you are really, mind opening, especially to the man them.
Okay.
So the conversation was conversations never to have with your girl. And you said one of the conversations was, what would you miss if we break up? Because in a conversation when someone, what do you miss?
What would you change about me?
I wanted you to expound more on these conversations you should never have. Especially when you're dealing with
So there are some conversations, and I call them what if conversations, right?
okay.
What would you do if I did this? What would you do if I did that?
Would you love me if I was a cow?
Would you? Pretty much. What would have you done? Because let me tell you, because those conversations always start out very innocent.
Yeah.
But as you go down the journey, down the road, especially if you're lying there and it's a good space, it's so easy for them to go left and to go right. Because you see, the thing about it is like as humans, we're naturally inquisitive about the people we're with, but we don't often get the opportunity to ask those questions. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So for my things, let me say questions that you shouldn't ask. You should avoid. You can't avoid them because in every relationship, there's gonna be that time when there's gonna be like, so before you met me, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm telling you, avoid those, close those conversations as quickly as you
badly.
can because they can end badly.
Yeah.
So how do you handle them if they?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you can't control the other party to that point. Like they'll just blabber something.
Fam, I know it's got to the point. I've seen those conversations, not with myself, get to the point where a woman has said to him, if let's say a woman says to a man, if you found out that our kid wasn't ours, what would you do? What kind of shit is that?
Yeah, I
There's some
understand.
questions that
So-
do not be
so the-
asked.
so the-
say, a friend of mine found out that
Yeah.
listen,
Do you know how much
those are
seeds of doubt?
technicalities,
Yeah, I get
You
you.
know what seeds of doubt? So I'm trying to say you can't avoid them, but steer away from them because they're not gonna end well. And at the end of the day, like that one, that's a true statement.
People
like
catch bullets, man.
People catch bullets like that.
That
Two
kind of
things
shit.
before we go. We do have open mics.
Yes.
Before we get the mics, I want a couple of stupid things before we finish the podcast. The first thing was I saw this thing where a guy said, and I can't paraphrase what he said, but I'll paraphrase what he said. Basically, it's along the lines of there's a lot of men out there who are talking about they can't get girls without money, when the reality is they're really just, oh, here we go. Yeah, that's a part of it. The reality is they're just really unpleasant men, right? I don't know where I found that funny, but I thought about it. And I thought to myself that at the end of the day, like, part of the game growing up, we didn't have money, but we still got girls, innit? Like, we didn't have chums. And I wonder when it separated because I can think about it, like, even when I first started to get out there, I didn't have no money. All I had was like bars.
your game.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So when did we get to the point where men start to feel like, hey, if I don't have money, I can't get girls?
I guess social
That's a good
media
question.
social media has a part to play in that because if I'm seeing my fellow men buying Moet every single night and I know I can only afford water or whatever the cheapest drink is there, I'm feeling away. I'm not feeling like a big boys because as everything as they show me is how I want to do it. So even if I don't have those resources, I just feel like damn. Now I can't hit on girls who go to Milan because
Right,
they want
right.
A, B, C, D. You understand?
So the question I would say to you, the question I would ask, I would ask you is that more about? Does that say
Yourself.
more about you?
Yes.
Or is it more? Does it say more about you than what the reality actually is?
Yes, that says more about, like, for me personally, I have social life.
And also, let me add it up. You know me, I've got friends on all spectrums of society. I've got friends who are super rich, right? I've got friends who are just like us, and I've got friends who are in the hood. Hood niggas are smashing without money, fam. Like, and things are going
Smashing for their lives, yeah.
It's like, maybe. So
some credit.
So this is but this is what I'm trying to say to you, bro. Is this? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Is this like an uptown thing? And is it just that generally, you guys have become unpleasant because that's the
Unpleasant.
Yeah, unpleasant.
that's the word in the tweet. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I think, to give it a bit of context, Grouchy, do you want to take this one?
Why
would
Grouchy?
you- He's not even on set, bro.
Grouchy. I love it. I love the banter where you guys were throwing each other under the bus. I bet guys caught it on social media.
Who, me and Grouchy?
Yeah, without money.
Nah,
who, according to you guys, was a bit more rough without no money?
No.
Grouchy, this is the part where you put guys in the comment section.
Photo. He won't put the photo.
He's always
Listen.
anything.
He won't put
But
the
Grouchy,
photo.
be honest,
Listen.
please.
Let me ask you,
No.
when you're in the hood,
Right.
you go for the girls in the hood.
Right.
Sometimes up
Not
down.
necessarily.
Occasionally you might go out of zone.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to
Just one of.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you're in the hood, you just lose what you have.
Hood compliance.
Yeah, but then it's not the same everywhere you are. If you're in the middle class, you should be. Grouchy's saying that if you're in the hood, likelihood is that you're gonna go for the chicks in the hood. If you're middle class, you're going for those middle class chicks. So where is the problem? We're not born. All of us are not born with money.
So does the problem come when you are in the middle class and you want someone who's in the upper class and you see how they move, you see how they roll?
I don't know. That's
That's what Neville say. Like,
I
you see
feel
the
like-
babes at the club moving like this, you want to move like that, but you don't have the
I
resources.
feel that's a mandem kind of thing, right? But of
has
course,
to be
babes,
personal.
it's different for babes.
So it doesn't
Okay.
reflect reality.
Okay, that's the first stupid thing I wanted to throw out there.
Do
The other- huh?
you think it reflects reality?
I
Or it's a reflection of us?
think it's a reflection of you.
Okay.
Because I tried to put myself back in that space, and I really don't see. I'm thinking about myself being, 21, 22. Even though I've been busy I've been famous for a long time, but I've been like, no, I don't.
I said famous.
Man trying to be subtle
And then
about
Okay, no. I started radio when I was 19, so I've been G Money for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? But it's like, even outside of that, even when I was just the guy who used to carry the speakers up the stairs and string up the sound systems, from those days there, man was still active,
Okay, then let me ask you this. Does it matter right now where a shorty stays, where she lives? Met a bad thing in the club. She's like, oh, I live in Kasarani. Or
Fam,
TRM Drive.
I will say to
something of
you,
the sort.
I'll answer you honestly. When I first came to the 254, I used to go to all sorts of places.
What about
Doni,
now?
Feda, all sorts of places. But now I'm comfortable where I am.
Unajua G-Money wa Toyota wish.
That Toyota wish if you could talk.
G-Money wa wish.
First of all,
But
let's
yeah,
not
it
hear-
definitely has to be personal. I take it to everybody has their own personal kind of thing. So it all boils down to it's your own. Yeah, it's all about
It's
you.
about you.
It can be a collective kind of thing.
So I saw this. No, Kanye West is just tweeted again. I'm sorry. I saw this other thing where it says someone said, "I feel like ghosting everyone and calling it a year." Like we're in February. I don't feel like.
February
I don't
has
think
been
February.
worse than January.
Thoughts and
February
prayers.
has been worse than
Hey,
January.
that's
Really?
tough. That's you must be going through it.
Right. And the last one I wanted to bring this is the one that made me laugh. I want someone who comes over, doesn't say a word, and takes naps with me, respectfully. That
Was
made
that
me
a
laugh.
guy or shorty?
This is respect. This is Justin Lorraine. I don't know. who he is.
Respectfully, Justin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want someone who comes over, doesn't say a word, and takes naps with me. Discuss. I found it hilarious. I actually found it hilarious.
I don't know.
What time of the day?
Well, there you go.
That's the most important question.
Yo, what's a nap?
That is very spooky. Like you open the door. Then you just hear someone. Then they,
But hold on.
next to you.
Do you know the part what kills me? The part that killed me with this way goes, someone who comes over doesn't say a word and take naps. Because I can tell you the truth, yeah? Sometimes, like, noise and talk just bothers me. Like, I want you to just shut up. And that's why I find it so funny.
Bro, like,
Sometimes, yeah, but more often than not, nah. I want to have a conversation, bro.
Are you
once in a
okay?
while?
I'm fine.
like someone coming. Yo,
No,
just
I
want
don't.
your G.
Hugs and cuddles.
no, like, yo, I'll accept it.
Don't talk.
Like, if you tell me, fam, strangers be pulling up to take naps with me.
and saying
I'll
nothing.
be out there like, yo, they've not stabbed you sour.
Do they text you like
No.
in
Like,
America?
you know how fucking funny that is, right? So they pull up to your house. So I ask you, so who are you sleeping next to? I don't know. They've never said nothing.
I found it hilarious, by the way. I reposted that shit. Open mic.
All right, open mic time. So if you're new to this is where we just pick out some questions on social media. You send us questions and we just get into them. So one of the things that has been on social is a caption. A rich man can meet a broke woman and change her life, but a rich woman won't ever look a broke man's way. Discuss.
We've had that conversation many times. Who was it who's that quote? Was it you? I think Andy says that Tayo says, women wait for men at the finish line.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not shooting in the gym.
Is that something that could change though if we speak as men? Is it something that we have to get a select few bunch of women who are willing to
That's
like,
the
be
but
with
then
you
you see
as you're growing
No.
instead of being at the finish line?
the thing about it
Start
is
the
it's
race
like
with you or
the
something.
thing about it is like that's the price of patriarchy. It's like the traditional role of a man or whatever as the provider, the this or that, blah blah blah. It's like you can't change a player's game in the fourth innings. You know what I'm trying to say? How many quarters? Fourth quarter. It's like end of the day. It's like men have lived that image for hundreds of years. So if for it to be unlearned, it's gonna take hundreds of years. So it can start with your generation.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
But as much as we unlearn, does that have like a dominoes effect on the ladies? Because I think it would take the anomalies in the matrix who are willing to meet niggas where they're at, as opposed to the majority who are waiting at the finish line.
I was reading a tweet today, and the tweet was along the lines of, it was talking about women want a man who can look after her. And then the women underneath the comments were like, yeah, and looking after me is not just financially, it's spiritually, it's emotionally, it's all of these other things. But yes, money is important. Fam, it's like that narrative exists, whether men like it or not, as in being the providers. It's got a bit more sinister over the last couple of decades, where it's now become like almost of a battle of the sexes and stuff, and like men are saying, I don't want to do this, and then if you're doing this, you're simping and blah, blah, blah. But I just look at relationships and look at male-female relationships now and think to myself, fam, 20 years time, I swear to God, you're going to have towns that are just women and towns that are just men, because guys have so much dissenting views, and it's like, communication is key, man. I don't think we communicate anymore, you know?
Okay. Someone sent in a question. It's like a suggestion or something they were talking about to their friends, and they're like, gents, or hide my identity. Do you believe that women cannot go 3 months without sex? Damn, why are we being asked women questions? 3 months.
She's like, don't ask me. She's like, don't ask me.
I don't know if you're gonna take the burden for all women, but this is a tough one.
This is all right. This is not a question. I don't want you to answer this,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
obviously
You want her to answer.
you're in a room. You're in a room full
You
of.
might not want her to answer, but you want an answer.
But would it be difficult to go without 3 months? 3 months without smashing? For a man, it would be, I guess.
Let me ask, is it without any other help, or is just not needing a
Oh,
Good one.
can?
With the toys and whatnot.
Without help.
wow,
Without help.
wow.
So let's,
Yeah, you didn't expect that, did you?
rocket science.
Okay.
This is what women do.
So if you couldn't hear what our friend said, she basically said, is it 3 months without a man, or is it with 3 months without being able to pleasure yourself using whatever? Yo,
I'm sure they could go forever without men. I'm sure women could go forever without us. So
I actually don't think so.
For real?
Fam, this weight, you need it.
Or like you?
Yo, Calvin, out here moving different.
Bro, no, like I've actually spoken to ladies, right? And they say, cool, toys are brilliant and everything, fingers, yellow pages and all of that kind of stuff. But
Scissors. Oh.
imagine like a G money on you. That's impact.
Nah, we can end it. No, I'm not.
I mean,
This.
I don't know about that.
Wait. See, this is the part where a millennial will say, G Money was just chilling.
In the corner there near an alive plant.
Listen, man.
She's about to get into war, but G man.
Listen, this has been the mics are open.
Here for all the smoke.
My name is G Money.
yeah, big C.
Oh, and Neville, thank
And
you for
the
liking, sharing, and subscribing. See you next time.
Yeah, by the way, man, keep liking, keep subscribing, and don't forget also the lockdown session tonight. DJ Shinsky and DJ Andy. That's going to be a crazy collabo. And don't forget tomorrow morning on the channel, bright and early, 9 a.m. It's the wake up call with a man like Grouchy. Do the thing. Bless. That was funny.
Calvin doesn't respect.
Yeah, but they be saying that.